Hi, good morning, and thank you for tuning into Your Come. We're on Your Come Up. We talk about all topics to help you come up: business, finance, personal, spiritual, physical. By the way, I'm an author of 4 books, link in description. Today, we're going to have a conversation with Ryan Mannion about an odd and peculiar career path that led him to the Jerry Maguire sports agent of today. So with that being said, let's get to it. Good morning, Ryan. How you doing today?
Good morning, Nate. Always a pleasure, man. I love what you're doing. I love to see your growth on the platform. Obviously, you're my boy, and you always keep it real. So thanks for having me on here.
Thank you. So, Ryan, your career path. I always like talking to people with peculiar career paths where we had this set goal, narrow vision. This is what my life is going to be. And then life happens. Something takes control of the steering wheel, and then just leads you on this peculiar path that was all for the better. So, Ryan, I would like you to share your peculiar career path and what led you to where you are today.
Yeah, man. Following your path, you've done something similar, and I respect it. And I think that's why we have a mutual appreciation for each other. I did 7 years in corporate, had a lot of success with a great team in sales. Yeah, I grew the company tremendously, and I was about 27 and just realized that money isn't it. You know, you want to experience life, you want more to life. So I was working long days every single day, and I saw a different path. Ended up co-founder of Book Thinkers, and ended up traveling South America for a couple of years while I was doing that. And now here I am in Laguna Beach, ironically, oddly, working for the #1 NFL agent of all time as his right-hand man in a 3-person office. So it's definitely been a fascinating journey for sure. I'm looking forward to seeing where it's going.
Wait, so is his office in Orange County, Laguna Beach, or?
Yeah, it's in Newport Beach.
So Ryan, I'm curious, when you were as a co-founder of Book Thinkers during that time, how did you meet the sports agent that you're working for now? Through an convention? I'm curious how people have interesting stories of how they first met.
I got into Book Thinkers with a plan, right? I had a plan A and a plan B, and I think everyone should always have a plan A and a plan B. Plan A was grow the business, expand it, get acquired by another business, expand it further, and have everyone in the world reading books. So that's plan A. Plan B was, if that doesn't work out, then you want to get into an awesome community, and that's what Book Thinkers was able to give me based on all the work that we've put into it. So I met the modern day Napoleon Hill, and he's an incredible human. And then he introduced me to a range of incredible others, one of them being Leigh Steinberg. I then I met Leigh at one of his events, and I told Leigh, I don't know what it is, but my intuition says that we're going to work together one day. I don't have a law degree, I'm not a sports agent, and I had no plans on either. Leigh listened to me, said, go talk to my assistant, Leanne. So I went to speak to Leanne. Leanne said, Ryan, so does 10,000 others want to work with Leigh. I said, well, my name is Ryan. I live right here in Carlsbad. Here's my number. And I small talk, like I know you like to do as well, build relationships.
Right.
So a couple weeks later, happened to get a phone call, and they wanted to interview me. And now it's me, Leigh, and one other in our office, and we're growing his startup company. So yeah, it's been quite a ride, and it's an exciting journey so far. And here I am now in Laguna Beach too, in this beautiful place. So things are transitioning, man, and you never expect these things. But yeah, that's how I met Leigh.
Dude, that's an awesome story, man. It's just like you just put yourself out there, rub elbows, and it's almost like you plant a little seed. And I love those little plants of nuggets when you meet somebody. You're like, I don't know what it is, but I just know we're just gonna work together in some way, shape, or form. And you don't force it. It's just when you water a plant, you just let that build organically, and here you are amongst 10,000 other applicants. I made that one thing I wish I could do over in my life when I went to school at Cal State Fullerton, not too far where you're at. Before I moved back to Palm Springs, I wanted to work for the LA Lakers in their marketing department because my major at the time was in business marketing, but I did not intern enough. I did not have enough experience. My background was sales, and there were some things that I wish I could have done different. Like maybe I should have interned and took a non-paid internship just for the sake of experience, and perhaps that might have opened the door a little wider for that marketing job for the Lakers, Yeah. But no, dude, that's awesome. You recognize that.
I actually have, I don't want to take the interview off track, but I do want to mention one thing I think is really important. With Book Thinkers, I ended up stepping down as a CEO, and to me that it was a failure, right? I took a huge step back from the business that I loved and poured 2 years into. With that failure, I learned more than I've learned in almost my entire career. And my whole life, I've never really failed in a significant way. It's crazy to say, but it was just the reality. And yeah, man, that failure, it's amazing how much I've learned. And I'm so grateful to be in this place of kind of like, I blew through like almost $100,000, man, you know, like, and I look at it now, you know, at the age of 30, and it's a gift because I've learned so much about personal finance and I'm on a completely different journey in life. And it's all because of that failure. So right. I just want to make sure that was known.
Did you know about a P&L statement before Book Thinkers or after Book Thinkers?
During and definitely after.
Very important to know when you go into business for yourself. But how do you know about it unless you get involved with it, you know?
I'll tell you a good example. You know, we came up on tax season, you know, because I had gone through so much cash. I'm looking at Book Thinkers taxes, and you know, I realized that there was an opportunity for us to save $4,000 in taxes. And it's like, I wouldn't have even explored that. Our accountant's not necessarily telling us that. No. And in life, all we have is ourselves a lot of times, you know? I mean, we all surround ourselves with great people, but at the end of the day, it's us that determines our journey and our destiny. So just from that experience, you know, I was able to see a $4,000 savings in taxes for Book Thinkers. So yeah, man, the education of failure has been huge.
Okay, awesome, dude.
And success, but failure for sure.
You learn from both. You probably learn more from failures than from success, you know, because sometimes you hit too many successes in a row. Like, for example, this is just a casino story. Like when you get hot hands, and you start doubling down, and maxing up your bets eventually, you're gonna be hot-headed like, F it, all in, baby. And then it's that one hand where the dealer wins you out. You know, it's good to have your wins and your L's where you learn from the L's and apply it to your dubs or for your wins later. For sure.
Agreed.
So man, as a 30-year guy, was there something that you recognize in Leigh Steinberg when you're like, I know I'm gonna work with this guy? Was it just like a feeling? Because sometimes like that discernment we talked about, it doesn't really, you're always working on it where you have to live a little life to get that discern where it's like, I don't know why, but I just know. Was it something he said, did, or you saw when you're like, yeah, I know I'm gonna work with this guy?
Yeah, totally. His character matches the character that I was able to get a lens into matches the character that I have developed and look forward to continuing to develop. So, and that's what I think, you know, it's great to have a mentor like that. And I view him to some degree as a mentor now. And I loved his character and still do. And it's very much aligned with mine. He does a lot of internal inventory. He does a lot of discernment. He takes time out to himself to figure things out. And that's how I roll as well. And I admire that about him.
Okay. Awesome. Any last or final words you want to relay to somebody that may not have a conventional career path, that is not sure to take the next step, or just, you know, any nuggets of wisdom that you may be able to offer?
Well, if you have a conventional career path, there's nothing wrong with that. You know,
I agree.
I think a lot of people are, you know, it's good for them. That structure's healthy, right? Being an entrepreneur is hard, really hard, and you need to be a different type of person. But I also think that if you read up on personal finance, just about everyone should have a small business, because you put your expenses to your small business and you end up much more profitable as a human. So I didn't learn those lessons until not even when I was an entrepreneur, but until I failed as an entrepreneur.
Right.
But you can take stuff out of books, and I spend a lot of time reading up on those things. You know, Nate, my career isn't too much different than yours. You know, I mean, you were the same thing. You went corporate, you spun off, you ended up in a comic book store monetizing a YouTube. You know, like you never thought you'd be there. I never thought I'd be in with sports agents. And you know what? It's been a blessing for me, and I think it's been a blessing for you as well, man. And you've made the most of your opportunities. So I think a lot of blessings come in disguise, and that's what's kind of been the case for me.
I mean, yeah, I agree. I was corporate, you know, acquired a new skill, video editing, self-taught, watched a lot of YouTube, made a couple videos, upload on YouTube. This guy found me on YouTube, asked me to do a comic book review, and then one thing beget another. And it's like, I did not go to school for this, but I'm happier, much more fulfilled, and monetized my channel, working on monetizing his YouTube channel. And we did monetize his TikTok channel, but my TikTok's not monetized. So I'm able to build up his TikTok account better than mine. It's funny how that works. But it's like a lot more to be discovered that is undiscovered, which makes it more curious and helps me to wake up early in the morning, you know, or at least earlier than before. So
yeah, man. And even in this journey, you know, I don't know where this will lead me. You know, all I know is that through taking risk and taking chance and doing things the way that it feels right to you and the way that maybe the divine intervention is allowing it to occur.
Right.
Those experiences ultimately end up shaping you. And look, you can look at my last year and it's full of achievements, right? I wrote 3 books. I am working for the #1 NFL agent of all time, who at 70 years old got the biggest contract ever and has done that for 40 years. You name it, man. I'm being mentored by the modern day Napoleon Hill, still a business owner for an awesome book company with a partner I get along with even better now. Like,
right.
You know, you look at all that achievement, right? But in that is also failure. Like I had a tremendous amount of failure this year. So I guess the point is, like, you allow these things to come to you, they come to you, and you just continue to have faith and move through it.
Well, it is in scripture in Hebrews. I'll put the scripture up there. Faith without works is dead. So take a chance, right? Awesome conversation, Ryan. Thanks again for your time. And guys, thanks again for watching your come up, and we'll see you next time.